What is the most bizarre thing humans have found on the moon? It's not aliens or secret bases, but something that shouldn't exist at all. Lander debuts, making this discovery crucial. Since Apollo astronauts left the moon, more than half a century has passed without any human presence there. But then we sent dozens of probes to it later on. Some land, others orbit, some crash into it. Humans study and toy with the moon most. Moon remains mysterious after decades of research. We know so little about its heat storage, electrical conductivity, and soil characteristics. The more you study, the more questions arise. Surprises abounded in lunar regolith samples. Scientists will scratch their heads for decades. Science progresses slowly. Often unnoticed truths go unbelieved. In 1976, the Soviet Union launched Luna 24 toward the moon, marking their final lunar soil collection mission. Probe drilled 2 meters into lunar surface, extracting lunar dust. Sample weighs 170 grams. In this tiny tube of dust, a trace of water exists. The samples had 0.1% water. Deeper analysis revealed more. Yet scientists dismissed it as Earth contamination. Perhaps originating from the lander or equipment used on Earth, since textbooks clearly stated that the moon was dry. No water here, as seen before by Apollo astronauts. Hydrogen signals detected but dismissed as contamination. Ended up neglected in reports for decades, rediscovered recently. People wondered if they missed something key, but we revisited. More moon puzzles await. You would see an unnatural scene with no light. Permanent shadows have lasted billions of years. Why? Because the moon's axis is tilted at only about 1.5 degrees, meaning when sunlight hits the poles, it sweeps horizontally, missing deep craters. That place has seen no sunlight, staying cold with no thermal cycles. It's below minus 240 degrees C, the solar system's coldest, colder than Pluto. Scientists began pondering this possibility in the 1990s. If comets or asteroids had ever struck the moon and brought water with them, could moisture freeze in these craters since then? This idea gained traction. Moon may be a resource-rich site, possibly a future fueling station. Attention turns to lunar poles, Earth observation insufficient. We must explore close up, yet these areas are hard to reach. Solar panels useless in complex dark terrain, yet the allure persists. What if there's ice? Missions launched to prove the point. They took a strange turn. Scouts were sent to investigate. Risk high orbited to view. Clementine, 1994, not for water. To map the moon and confirm shadowed craters at the South Pole. It lacked instruments to confirm ice and shadows. By 1998, NASA launched Lunar Prospector to search for water. It found evidence on the moon. Hydrogen signals at both poles thrill scientists. That there could be millions or even billions of tons of ice there. Not just a puddle, but a discovery with global implications. Finding hydrogen doesn't mean finding water. It could be solar wind. Instruments can't tell the difference. They found hydrogen but not in water ice. So what is it? Water undetected, no conclusive evidence. Scientists are puzzled. Evidence exists but no confirmation. It's as if the moon is telling us it has a treasure, yet it won't let us see inside. So scientists thought. Crash into the moon, the logic is simple. If ice in a crater is hit hard, contents eject. Flying to sunlight, can I see clearly? Works though basic. Lunar Prospector attempted it in 1999, when it crashed into a crater near the moon's south pole. Unfortunately, this attempt failed as no water was detected. 10 years later, the test failed due to unclear impact factors. In 2009, NASA's LCROSS mission took a new approach. Accompanied by a trailblazer, the rocket stage that carried it into space. Like a projectile onto an impact crater named Cabeus near Antarctica. Minutes later, LCROSS followed the debris trail for on-site analysis. This time it succeeded. Onboard instruments detected water vapor in the plume. This was not an implication, but real, measurable water, in addition to water. Methane and ammonia were present, marking humanity's first water discovery on the moon. Scientists toasted a decades-old mystery solved, yet new questions emerged. How much water is there? Is it in blocks of ice or mixed into the soil as icy sand? LCROSS answered if the resource could be used, but the probe shattered on impact. No details available. Water present, but moon's secrets remain unknown. If there was water on the moon, it would be in the coldest, darkest shadows. This place stays dark, preserving ice for eons. The logic holds. But the moon always has something new to offer. Orbiting probes. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter and India's Chandrayaan-1 orbit the moon. Detecting water molecules in cold spots and sunlit surfaces. Discovery puzzles all. Water found in scorching sunlit areas. No trace of water from evaporation. Scientists found varying water signals. They had a rhythm. At midday, when the sun is at its peak and the surface hottest, these water signals weaken. Signals reappear as evening falls and the ground cools. Moon sweats by day, absorbs at night, mind-bending. The moon has no atmosphere, air pressure, or weather. Water cycles on Earth, but the moon is barren. How can it have one? This lunar enigma puzzles scientists. Many theories exist. Meteorites crash daily on the lunar surface. And they might carry a bit of water themselves or collide with minerals in the regolith. releasing trapped water within them. The sun blows it out with emitted particles. Solar wind hits the moon. Hydrogen collides with lunar oxygen, synthesizing water on site, a game changer. We don't have to explore the challenging polar craters. The moon's surface may be covered in a thin layer of accessible water. Lunar base options expanded exponentially. Spurred missions. In 2023, Indians challenged the Enigma. The Chandrayaan-3 lander targets the lunar South Pole where scientists believe. Highest lunar ice concentration marks probe's South region landing. Rover searches for ice, all wait in suspense. Using lasers and X-rays to analyze the lunar soil thoroughly. What was found? Lumps of iron, calcium, sulfur and more, but no trace of water. This left everyone stunned. Where is the promised water? It was clearly marked on the maps. Did we all get it wrong before, or could the water be buried too deep? Before a 14-day lunar night hit, temperatures dropped past -100 degrees C. Chandrayaan-3 failed, leaving mysteries deeper than ever. Chandrayaan-3 wasn't in vain. It found a crucial clue before its end. It measured the soil temp at over 60 degrees C, surface was scorching hot. As it descended 8 cm, temperature plunged to degrees C, indicating a drastic change in the top lunar soil layer. Blocks heat keeping surfaces cold. Rover found nothing there. Water may lie just centimeters below, out of reach. Our old shovels were too short. Now the question is not if the moon is dry. Tools sharp enough for excavation. Next lander crucial. Want need to travel farther or see more clearly, it just needs a stronger drill. For decades, searching for water on the moon reveals its history and geology. Today, while water's movement in our solar system is noted, it's no longer the main interest. Lunar water marks a vital step for human deep space exploration and future bases. For if we can find usable water on the moon, enough to extract, purify, and store, it will unlock everything else. First, it makes long-term lunar missions possible. Water is heavy, launching it from Earth is costly. Transporting water is like carrying gold. Local sources reduce load. This water is safe for drinking, cooking, cleaning, and cooling without Earth resupply. Water splits into hydrogen and oxygen, a rocket fuel combo. To extract water ice and make propellant, the moon becomes a refueling station. A place where spacecraft can top up their fuel before heading deeper into space, to Mars, asteroids, or beyond. This alters the whole equation. Missions start with full fuel. Establishing a base on the moon lightens launch loads, with lunar gravity at 60% of Earth's. Less energy, lower costs, more flexibility, launched from the moon. No massive rockets needed, just one thrust. Supporting closed-loop recycling for resources and food. Plants grow in lunar soil with water. Water is essential. Future moon missions may use more than just resupply or hydroponics. This will be crucial for future human space exploration. Or how easy it would be to obtain, because all these fuels, bases, and missions beyond the moon becomes possible with water extraction. Our final question. Despite many tasks and data, we lack a clear path forward. Every time it seems we have figured out the moon, it presents something new to us, an ambiguous reading, a missing signal. Signal found in orbit, none on landing. Pattern repeats. No hydrogen in the soil, traces of water vapor but no frost or ice. In shadowed craters, always frozen, the high-res camera failed to capture anything clearly resembling ice. Instead, we are left with ambiguity. Shallow probes, nothing, sensors saw day water vanished. The rover drove over craters, finding only more dust. Even new technologies like shadow cameras, which can image the darkest parts of the moon, have yet to reveal the clear, reflective ice blocks scientists hoped for. This raises a troubling question. What if we've been wrong about how water is stored on the moon all along? What if models need revision, or worse still? What if water exists but is too thin, deep, or bound to soil? What if we aren't ready to capture it? Of course, optimistically speaking, this could be our challenge, although precise. It's still not good enough. Our orbiters are like eyes in the sky, seeing widely but unable to touch. The lander and rover are like outstretched fingertips. They can touch but cannot drill deep. Our entire probe. Efforts scratch the surface, we fall short. Data riddles remain. Hydrogen present, source unknown. Ground is bright. But it clarifies neither ice nor mineral, yet giving up is not an option. Mystery fuels curiosity, new missions await. Stronger landers are being built, and everyone's eyes remain fixed on that place we believe to be hiding treasures. The next mission will bring deeper drill bits and smarter extraction systems, aiming to break through the thickest layer of uncertainty. Cradle a cold, solid future. The moon may reveal more mysteries. And when our mission finally cradles that cold and solid future, a new era will dawn, one grander than the moon landing itself. This blue planet will be our harbor as we explore the cosmos.